Chelsea won, Everton won. Everton's C team came to Stamford Bridge, and Everton's C team somehow managed to get a point. And Jordan Pickford looks like Oliver Kahn, but not Jordan Pickford. This is ridiculous. Welcome to the Kavkas View. And you know when tough games like this end and you're sitting there and you're thinking, I have to go on the camera. I need to talk about this. No, you don't, because a lot of you don't do this. Please don't do this. Trust me. Sometimes it's not even worth it. Like, the joys of winning and coming on camera do not outweigh the sorrow of losing and having to make a match review because your team's performance in the second half was lackluster, nonchalant, pathetic, and just no urgency in this team, no clinicalness. This team lacks goal scorers. And I understand the ramifications of this result. It actually means that the title race might not even be on this year. We might not even be in the race anymore because this team lacks goals. Normally I would say hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, blah, 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 but I'm not doing that today. I don't care. Like, I really don't care how many of you watch this. The ones that watch it, I'm going to give you some good, insightful analysis, and I'm going to give you my thoughts, and I'm going to try to remain as calm and not shout and yell because you lose the message in that, and then I just become a comedy act. So we're going to talk from the lineup. We know 4 players got COVID. I don't know what it is with COVID, bruv, but why is it the 4 strikers that get the goals? Why is it Timo, Lukaku, Hudson, and it looks like it's Kai Havertz. Kai looks like he's going to be out. He's got the flu, so he's not going to be playing. But the way it worked out is we only had 3 attacking players in the whole squad. So we had to go with Pulley, Hakim, and Mount. No options on the bench to change the game. This team is good enough to beat Everton's C team. This is Everton's kids alongside with sprinkled with a few first team. It shouldn't have been this difficult, and we will talk about the game and you will see it wasn't that difficult in the first half. This is a Chelsea issue, and we started the game and it was definitely a Chelsea issue in this half, right? We don't kill teams off. And when we have 30 minutes of play where we absolutely boss it, we don't take our chances. Now let's look at it from this standpoint. Reece James, one-on-one, misses the target. Jorginho threads a beautiful ball through. Reece doesn't score. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh no. Mason Mount, Reece threads him through. Mason Mount misses a great chance. Wide. Drags the shot. Doesn't even test the keeper. Its frustration is building. So what happens then? Hakim Ziyech and what's it called? Christian Peter can say, hold up, bruv. Hold my cup. Hold my beer, brother. I will do better. They step up. Hakim dummies the ball beautifully. Absolutely fantastic football. Imaginative. Free-flowing. All in the first 15 minutes. Gets to the byline, crosses it, back flick from Christian Pulisic straight onto Pickford. Half a chance. I'm like, okay, cool. At least the ingenuity's there. They're moving the ball fluidly. It's free-flowing. It's nice and exciting. It's energetic football. Hakim gets the ball on the left-hand side again. Instead of crossing it, he decides to shoot. And I'm getting frustrated at this moment in time because it's 4 opportunities. The game went on and we had 6 shots. 6 shots on target in the first half. And none of them, apart from 1, tested the keeper. The rest were either straight at him or wide. Lack of ingenuity. You're professional footballers. You're good class players. Reece James was the best player in the match, actually. Reece James, I don't know where he plays sometimes. I'm going to try and put a positive spin so it's not consistent ranking. Reece James was popping up in the 10, popping up in the 8, popping up in the right wing-back position. He was the best creative outlet. He had creative freedom. He was free to link up with Mason Mount as much as he wanted. Literally the best player on the pitch. And it's really sad when we have to go and depend on 2 22-year-olds. Mason Mount, 22 years old. I'm sorry. But he is consistently saving our bacon. Reece James, consistently saving our bacon. When are the senior players going to step up in this team, in the attacking end? When are the Hakim Ziyech's going to step up? When are the Lukaku's going to step up? When are the Timo Werner's going to step up? I know those 2 didn't play today. And I know Ziyech had a very good first half. But that second half performance that we will get on was pathetic. We'll talk about the midfield control. Jorginho was fantastic today. I think Jorginho was knocking the ball around, transitioning it as much as he can. This is who Jorginho is. Asking him to add goals from open play, you're asking too much. Jorginho will remain to be this player. Ruben, on the other hand, Ruben needs to improve, and Ruben needs to improve quick. If Ruben wants to fulfill his potential and wants to be a starter at a top half Premier League team, not even Chelsea Football Club, top half, Ruben has 3 areas of improvement. Number 1, Ruben needs to improve his shooting under pressure. Ruben's shooting under pressure is terrible. It's lackluster. He's had 43 shots this year in the Premier League and has no goals to show for. It's the worst in the league. Number 2, he needs to improve on his heading from corners. His corners are an irritating to say the least. Corner comes in, he leaps like a salmon, absolutely puts his head on it, poor connection. Misses the ball, hits his shoulder, absolutely scuffs at it, he doesn't do it right. And finally, he needs to do what Kovacic looked like he was integrating into his game. Final third, releasing of the ball at the right time and threading it with the right weight. He adds those 3, he's got a good chance of being a Chelsea player. He doesn't add that, he'll never be nothing more than a 4th choice midfielder. And today reiterated that for me once again. Second half keeps going, and like I said earlier in the game, the bench was absolutely pathetic today. What do we have on the bench? I don't know, maybe you could have some youngsters promoted from the youth team. No, we don't do that. We've got 2 goalkeepers, 3 centre halves, and we got 2 centre midfielders. We're bringing on Saul, we're bringing on Ross. Someone put a tweet out and I saw it and it made me laugh because it was so accurate. So we're playing with 9 men now. I think it's a bit harsh because I think Ross is a good player. I think Ross has got some attributes about him that are keen. But I'm not going to talk about Saul in that way. Actually, you know what? I am going to talk about Saul. Let's get into Saul. We will talk about Saul later because Saul's going to have a whole segment for himself because he's an idiot. But we are going to talk about the good piece of work. Chelsea finally broke the door down. Thiago Silva's header still didn't save it. Then finally an overlap, and I tweeted right before we scored this. Our goal is going to come from Mason Mount or Reece James. It's not going to come from any other end because Chelsea cannot deliver goals at this moment in time. Ziyech was invisible, Pulisic was trash in that second half, and Mason Mount gets the ball, puts it top bins from the side netting area, like in the upper netting of the goal, and I'm thinking, surely Chelsea is just going to see this out. Surely Chelsea aren't going to be that team that drops points from this position. And guess what? Chelsea drop points from this position. Chelsea, after having maybe 10 shots on target, after dominating the whole game, give Everton a free kick because Saul's an idiot and he makes rash challenges and he's not renowned for this Premier League. Enough is enough now. He should not be getting... Saul should not be playing for Chelsea Football Club anymore. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Saul is not Chelsea quality. Saul is a bit part player at best at a mid-table to a lower league side. He doesn't start for Norwich, for crying out loud. He gives a free kick away and they score a header. Poor marking. He gets in on the back stick. Can Mendy come for it? Can Mendy not? We're not going to talk about that because it doesn't matter. The game should have been out of reach at that point. The game should have been done. It should have been finished. But you have muppets like Saul giving away dumb free kicks. And this isn't only Saul. This has been a common theme for Chelsea all year. We give away dumb free kicks. And then we wonder why we're losing games. Brother, you lose games when you give away dumb free kicks. Because you're giving opportunities for people to man them into your box and header it. They had 8 men in our box. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Eventually, probability says one of them's going to get a nugget on it. One of them's going to get a chicken nugget on it. And guess what? They'll score. And we drop points once again. But we didn't look like we were going to score after it went to 1-1. Players looked lethargic. Players looked mesmerized in the sense that what is going on. I feel anxious watching Chelsea play these days. It's really frustrating. It's not even good for us, man. I'm telling you now, like, I'm really starting to be invitalized from a season that I was so excited for, that was reaping the rewards of, oh, we're Champions League winners, we are going to do big things, has now really dragged and sucked out all the happiness out of me. Now I just feel like, oh my God, it's another game. Are we even going to win? Are we going to be able to keep up with Manchester City? Because City are the best team in the league. Liverpool are not far behind them. But we looked like we were keeping up with them. And now we can't. Because now our labor is like, the fruit of our labor is not working out anymore. Because the hard work and the grit of keeping clean sheets is not working anymore. Because we're not keeping those clean sheets. We're not working as hard. We're not scoring the goals that are needed. We're not compensating for the lack of firepower with keeping clean sheets. So all of a sudden, players like Hakim Ziyech in the second half, who are meant to be the catalyst of this team, because the top players are out, aren't playing well. Pulisic isn't playing well. How many games does he need? People tell me we can't sell Christian Pulisic, he's world class. He ain't world class. If he's world class, I'm fucking elite. If he's world class, I'm elite. I don't understand this. I really don't. Like, we overrate so many players. Like, you know what? A lot of people overrated Mason Mount. But you know what links with Mason Mount? We're getting numbers from Mason Mount. Mason Mount's putting in performances. And I'm protecting Mason Mount here now. Because at least Mason's performing. These lot don't perform. It's trash. It's absolute trash. This was the Kavkas View. I'm sorry if I moaned. I'm sorry if I'm annoyed, because I'm figuratively and literally annoyed. Like, I'm frustrated with these performances. We're meant to be top of the league. We came in to December with a good lead at the top of the table, and we've thrown it down the drain. Burnley, Man United, and now this. And there was one more in between, West Ham. Fucking hell, man. Absolute crap. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm frustrated as hell.